Okay, I think we're on. Let's see. Yes.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Did y'all get rain? We did. It was such a great rain.
Really good rain. Yes, Judge. Your Honor, good morning again. This is Miss Barnes, access to courts over here at TDCJ. We're working on the high tower unit. That's where Mr. Is it Chichub, I believe is.
Yes,
So if you'll give us just a moment, I think we should be ready to go. But we're
not a
not there. We're
problem.
not there just yet.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't start until 8:30 and then we've got a couple cases in front of you, but it won't be long.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. I was looking for you, Mr. Foz. Your name tag on there is Alejandra. Oh, you're muted. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I'm logging in from my wife's laptop.
Okay, well, that explains that.
Yes. Mm.
All right, there's a couple of people joining in. We'll give a second. It says joining. And all right, I believe I have let everybody in that was waiting. And we are here this morning for the Operation Lone Star docket in the Val Verde County Court at Law. My name is Vivian Torres, and I have been assigned to assist with this docket. And is the state ready today?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is ready.
All right, we are set this morning for arraignments, some pretrial hearings, and several pleas. And Mr. Foz, there you are. I will swear you in. Do you solemnly swear that you will accurately translate from the English language to the Spanish language and vice versa to the best of your ability? So help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may relax. And let's start then with cause number 24430, the state of Texas versus Gregorio Sanchez.
Hello, Your Honor. Davina Carson Whitaker on behalf of Mr. Sanchez. I do not see him in the room, but if we could call his name right now.
Gregorio Sanchez. I do not have a response from Mr. Sanchez. Were you
Señor
expecting
Gregorio
him?
Sánchez, buenos días.
Were you expecting him to appear?
Yes, well, no, I was not expecting him to appear, but I thought I just heard someone say good morning.
That was Mr. Foz.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was not expecting him to appear.
Okay. Did we resolve the notice issue?
I believe he has been sent notice. I'm not sure about the accuracy of the address. As you know, the magistrate documents, I believe that's what was used to get an address. I've not had any contact with him since his release from jail.
Sandra, my notes from the last docket say that the notice was sent to the address that was provided in the affidavit of indigency. Is that still the case?
Judge, we did send notice to what was on the affidavit. It was returned, unable to be delivered by the post office. But we did use what was on the affidavit.
All right. I think we've complied with the notice requirement. That address would have been provided by him at the time of his request for court-appointed counsel. So being that he is not here, I will issue a warrant and judgment for him.
Understood.
Cause number 25009, the state of Texas versus Byron David Arita Ruiz. And I do show that he has waived his arraignment. Cause number 24488, the state of Texas versus Selvin Aldan Gonzalez Perez. I show he's set for a plea in absentia. And Ms. Whittick, you are his counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are we ready on this?
Yes, Your
Did
Honor.
I get your announcement, Mr. Fuentes? Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe the plea in absentia paperwork has been tendered to the defendant, and I believe the court has a copy, so we can just execute it here on the record.
Yeah, I do not have a copy, but that's okay. I usually don't. And if you would like to present the plea bargain at this time.
Yeah, I haven't received any plea packets, Mr. Fuentes.
Let's see, well, maybe I can ask the Ms. Whittick, do you have the plea agreement before you, Ms. Whittick?
I don't have it in front of me, but I know it's for time served, no fine, no court costs.
That's my understanding as well, Your Honor. We can
Okay.
tender to the court after this docket a copy of that.
That will be fine. That will be fine. All right, Ms. Whittick, then we're doing this in absentia. Therefore, you are stepping into your client's shoes. And were you able to review these documents and the plea bargain arrangement with your client?
Yes, with the use of a Spanish-speaking interpreter.
Good, good. And do you believe that he understood what he was doing when he signed those documents?
I do.
And you believe that he did so freely and voluntarily?
I do.
And he understood the rights that he was waiving, specifically the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
And he stipulated or agreed to the evidence that the state has against him in this particular case.
Yes, Your Honor.
And he understood, is he a U.S. citizen?
He is not a U.S. citizen.
All right, so he understood the immigration consequences that could result from pleading in this case, either no contest or guilty.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then to the charge, where is the charge here? Of evading arrest. How do you wish to plea on your client's behalf?
No contest.
All right, I'll accept the plea of no contest, and based on the stipulations, I do find him guilty. And I will follow the plea bargain arrangement that has been made on his behalf, and I'll enter that judgment as soon as I receive it. Anything else in this case?
No, nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, then we will move on.
Thank you.
Cause number 24489, the state of Texas versus Selena Gaona Garcia.
Your Honor, this is also my client. I do expect to see her today.
All right, let's see. Will you call her Mr. Foz?
Yes, Your Honor. Selena Gaona Garcia, buenos días. Selena Gaona Garcia, buenos días.
Okay.
Your Honor, I spoke with her just yesterday about today's hearing. I assumed she would be here because her last message to me is that she knows she has to be at the hearing at 8:30 today. I know she is in Mexico, so I am a little concerned about her not knowing what time it is right now.
Let's recall her down. Yeah, we'll give her a little more time. We'll recall her case, okay?
Okay, and I'll call her in the meantime. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, that would be good if you can get a hold of her.
Thank you.
Okay? All right. We'll move on then to cause number 24131, the state of Texas versus Santiago Medina Hernandez. I think, is Mr. Winfrey here?
Or in Your Honor, Jack Winfrey here.
Okay, Mr. Winfrey, my notes show that you were checking to see if he had been removed.
Yes, earlier this week I sent over the ICE detainer to Mr. Fuentes. I'm not sure if you've received that, but I was able to find that and send it over your way. I'm going to consider that.
Yes, Your Honor. So the state has received the ICE detainer for the defendant.
What does that mean?
What does it literally mean? It means that the ICE entity has lodged a request that pending disposition of whatever criminal offense the defendant has, that it's the request of ICE that the holding institution, usually the jail, not release the defendant because ICE has business with them. By law, the holding institution cannot hold the defendant for more than 10 days. As to the meaning of why Mr. Winfrey is giving me the ICE detainer request, I can ask Mr. Winfrey.
Is he in custody? I show that he's out on bond.
So I have not had contact with this client for a little while now. At the last hearing, Mr. Fuentes, you had mentioned that you might be amenable to dismissing if we could show you that he was removed
Yes.
upon his release. And so that's why I was sending it over to you. With Mexican nationals in particular, there's generally not a lot of paperwork about the removal itself. So the ICE detainer is an indication that he was likely returned to Mexico after his release from state custody.
I see, Your Honor. So Mr. Winfrey is submitting the ICE detainer as evidence that the defendant has indeed been removed. And in accordance with what I had last orally advised him was that if that was the case, then the state would consider dismissing the matter. Mr. Winfrey, I'd like to see a little bit more evidence than a simple retainer. Usually, I mean, ICE is pretty good about having documents that they remove someone from the country, but if you are advertising to me as an officer of the court that you believe that he was removed, then I'll go ahead and honor what I had told you last, and the state will go ahead and issue a dismissal in this case.
I appreciate that. I have found in my experience in these cases with especially with Mexican nationals in particular, which Mr. Medina Hernandez is, oftentimes those are a little bit more informal or expedited removal, those kinds of things, and we have limited access to those kinds of internal immigration kind of proceedings.
Understood. Thank you. Yes, Your Honor. So for number 5, Mr. Medina Hernandez estate is going to be dismissing the case in the interest of justice. We're going to take judicial notice of Mr. Winfrey's advertisement to the court and to the state that the defendant had been removed, and we'll go ahead and dismiss it in the interest of justice.
All right, and then I will dismiss the case upon receipt. Well, I dismiss the case and I'll enter the judgment of dismissal when I receive it. Okay, we'll move on then. Cause number 24137, the state of Texas versus Juan Francisco Flores. Flores, is it really Flores?
That's my understanding, Your Honor, but only he could answer that. Well, actually, he or his parents could answer that, but I have him on my file as Flores.
Mr. Flores, I see that he's here. Could you call his case, Mr. Foz?
Yes, Your Honor. Señor Juan Francisco Flores, buenos días.
Sí, buenos días.
Good
Will
morning.
you ask him, is his name really Flores?
¿Usted sí se apellida Flores, señor?
Sí, correcto, es que mi papá tiene flores y mi mamá también.
Yes, it's on both sides of my father's side and my mother's side.
Okay, very good, very good. Now, Mr. Flores has been previously arraigned, and he is charged with evading arrest, Class A. And if you'll translate, Mr. Foz.
Señor Flores, estamos viendo que usted está acusado por evadir arresto, que es un delito clasificado como tipo A.
And do I have any announcements from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. So I spoke with the defendant's counsel, Mr. Torres, on both of these matters, number 6 and number 7. But number 6, Mr. Flores, apparently he has a felony that is pending disposition at a later date. It's a date certain, so I feel very comfortable just continuing this matter until the associated felony is disposed of.
Your Honor, if I may, Gregory Torres for the defendant. We actually thought we were going to resolve it this past Monday. What's happened is initially it was basically a community service, a deferred offer, which we had accepted with the previous prosecutor who is no longer there. So the new prosecutor basically put up on they call it the tech share, the discovery portal, where they changed the offer to 2 years TDC time. You can imagine that it was a surprise for us. So I have since spoken with the DA's office, and they have, if I can provide documentation that my client has status, which he does, he's a permanent resident alien, they'll go back to the deferred. I was looking on my calendar, I don't have it on my fingertips. You know, Judge, I believe it's April 28th is going to be our plea. And Judge Cadena has told us we're going to plea that day or we're going to go announce trial. There won't be going back. So if I could get a date with this court after April the 28th, I anticipate that the felony plea will resolve this case based on my conversations with Mr. Fuentes.
Mr. Foz, do you want to try to catch up?
Sorry, I
Yeah,
apologize, Mr. Foz.
I'll try, Your Honor. Señor Juan Francisco Flores, manifiesta el fiscal, el señor Omar Fuentes, que debido a que usted tiene una felonía pendiente, no se siente confortable llevar a caso el día de hoy, darle continuidad a su caso. Mas, sin embargo, su abogado, el señor Gregorio Torres, manifiesta que efectivamente él ha estado en la corte viendo su felonía y está solicitando que se solucione su felonía primero que nada, y posteriormente su felonía está para el día 28 de abril y ya traeríamos nuevamente su caso a esta corte para que ya resuelta la felonía, se resuelva el caso al que se le acusa el día de hoy. ¿Sí me
Sí,
entendió,
está bien.
señor?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I
Okay.
understand.
Um, I'm sorry, I don't have our next docket date. I forgot to look it up and I left my calendar in my kitchen. Anybody know when our next docket is, Patty or Sandra?
That's May 22nd.
Okay, thank you. So we'll reset the case to May the 22nd at 8:30
Okay.
a.m.
Estaríamos, señor Flores, nuevamente a disposición de la juez el día 22 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Está bien.
And it will be via Zoom.
Y va a ser vía Zoom, así como ahorita.
Está bien.
May he
Anything
be,
else, Council? Yeah, I'm sorry.
may he be excused?
Yes, he may be excused. Mr. Foz, if you'll let him know.
Ya se puede retirar, señor Flores.
Está bien. Muchas gracias.
You're welcome. All right, we'll move on then to cause number 24394, the state of Texas versus Brian Philip Little.
Your Honor,
And I
Omar,
believe,
for the state, it's the same announcement, Your Honor. I've conferred with opposing counsel. Apparently, Mr. Little has an associated felony case that is related to the misdemeanor one. So the state's in agreement with defense counsel's proposed, I guess, a motion to continue to a later date. The May docket seems like a good one because I believe, like the previous one, there is a date certain when Mr. Little's case is going to be resolved, I believe. If counsel could correct me if I'm wrong.
Your Honor, I apologize, Mr. Fuentes. What's happened was I believe that the unauthorized use case was on the 26th of December last year, which was the same time I believe he picked up this case. I don't represent him on that case. I'm going to reach out to the DA's office. I don't know what the status of the indictment. I apologize, Mr. Fuentes. So I know he's got the felony. I just don't know where it's at in the pipeline.
yeah,
But if
okay,
you give us May
all right.
22nd, Judge, I can know by then.
Yes, that'll work. Let's reset that to May the 22nd, and you can inform yourself of where that felony is. Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
And
Can
we'll move-
myself be excused?
if you're finished, absolutely. Thank you.
Pretty sure. Thank you, ma'am. You have a great day. Thank
All
you.
right. Move on then to cause number 24060, the state of Texas versus Benjamin Chechub.
Patrick McCarty for Mr. Chechub. Your Honor, I apologize to the court. This was supposed to be a plea in absentia. I've had a number of issues since the last court date, and I've been unable to get the plea petition signed. If I could have until May 22nd, I can have that completed and turned into the court.
State's unopposed, Your Honor. That's fine.
All right. And Mr. Chechub is in custody. Is he in custody for something other than this case?
He's in custody on the smuggling charge related to this case.
Felony. Okay. All right. Then let's go ahead and reset this matter to May the 22nd at 8:30. And Mr. Foz, will you catch up Mr. Chechub, please?
Yes, señor Chacho, buenos días.
Your Honor,
Is that him?
he
I'm sorry.
barely speaks Spanish. One of my issues is he speaks a Mayan language, and there's a dialect that they don't always send the right interpreter. So he may not understand Spanish today. He can understand some of it though.
Why don't you see
Señor?
Mr. Foz if he understands anything that we're
Yes.
talking when you
Yes, Your Honor. Señor Benjamín Chacho, ¿se encuentra ahí? Ok, manifiesta su abogado que debido a que ya estaba listo, pero sin embargo no ha obtenido la documentación correspondiente para su declaración ante la corte. Mas, sin embargo, le están cambiando la fecha de la corte para el 22 de mayo. ¿Sí me entendió?
Sí.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Well, based on his representation that he understands that and he is in custody, so I'm sure that arrangements will be made for him to appear. We'll reset the case to May the 22nd at 8:30. And if that's all that we need to to deal with in this matter, then we'll move on. Anything else from the state?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, then, Mr. Foz, if you let Mr. Chechuk know that we will see him on May the 22nd at 8:30.
Señor Benjamín Chacho, entonces nos vendríamos nuevamente en la corte el 22 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana. ¿Me entendió? Señor Benjamín.
Sí, sí, está claro.
Okay,
Yes, it's
all
clear.
right. Then he can be excused. Thank you.
Se puede retirar, señor. Gracias.
All right, cause number 22571, the state of Texas versus Omar Fumencio Hernandez, and he has the next case as well, 22619. And is he here today?
Good
I
morning,
show we
Judge.
were set for a plea in absentia.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe he is in the Lopez unit on our meeting.
Is that him on the screen?
I believe so, Judge.
Will you call him, Mr. Foz?
Yes, ma'am. Señor Omar Fumencio Hernández Muñiz, ¿se encuentra con nosotros?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so we'll have a live plea, is that correct?
Your Honor, I apologize. I also was working towards having the plea ready for today, but there was a delay in getting the paperwork delivered to Mr. Muniz. And I would just request a reset to the next docket so that I can review the paperwork with him and get it signed.
Señor Omar Fumencio, manifiesta su abogado que hubo un retraso en la documentación para que se le hiciera llegar y que no la ha repasado con usted. Entonces está solicitando que se venga que se le reprograme la audiencia para el día 22 de mayo a las 8:30. ¿Sí me entendió?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes, is that
Yes, Your
acceptable
Honor.
to you?
My only concern is that if I would hate that this misdemeanor would be the only thing keeping him and delaying him for another couple
Is it?
months.
Is it?
I'm not sure. Can I ask Mr. Steve, do you know if he has an associated felony that's also holding him here? Because if it's just a misdemeanor, we could just take a live plea right now. I can send you over the paperwork and, well, no, you guys are in different locations. That might be difficult, so.
Yeah, and I can't very well do that without him having reviewed
Yes,
paperwork
of
and,
course.
yes.
Well, then I suppose then, yes, the state's in agreement for a continuance. I would just hope that this is not the only case that is holding him here.
Do you know, Mr. Steve, is,
Thank you, Mr. Fuentes. Your Honor, I believe his projected release date is at the end of this year, and this is not.
oh, he's serving time for another offense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I was wondering why he was in the TDCJ Lopez unit. So
Separate-
that would,
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good,
Okay.
thank you, Honor. So the state's unopposed. We have no reservations.
Muy bien.
Mr.
Señor Omar Fumencio, el Estado no se opone. Estaba comentando que posiblemente estaba usted, tendría alguna felonía o algún otro caso, mas sin embargo, la juez comentó que ella prefiere que repase su abogado la documentación antes de dar seguimiento a su caso y por eso se le está cambiando para el día 22 de mayo.
Ok, está bien.
¿Está de acuerdo?
Sí.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then we will reset both cases to May the 22nd at 8:30. And with that, Mr. Hernandez Muñiz, you are excused today.
Muy bien, entonces ambos casos.
Judge, and,
Hang on one second. Yes?
there are a couple of chats in there that might be important to Mr. Steve to look at just so that he can have information with regard to Mr. Checha and Mr. Muniz.
I see it, and I will share it with Mr. McCarty. Thank you.
This is none of my business, right?
Or Mr. Steve.
Okay. All right, then if you'll let Mr. Hernandez Muñiz know that he is excused.
Muy bien, señor Hernández Muñiz, ya terminamos con lo suyo. ¿Se puede retirar, por favor?
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Then we'll move on to cause number 23423, which has been previously disposed of. We'll go on then to cause number 24429, the state of Texas versus Maria Agustina Morales Lopez.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mallory Glover here for Ms. Morales Lopez. She is online under her name.
All
Presente.
right.
María Agustina Morales López, ¿está presente?
Sí, presente.
Yes, Your Honor, she's present.
All right. I see that she has previously waived the arraignment. Do we have any announcements by counsel?
For today, Judge, I just received all the discovery that I was looking for this week. So I would just ask for that May 22nd date, and we can hopefully have her case resolved by then.
Okay. Señora
Go ahead,
María
Mr.
Agustina Morales López manifiesta a su abogada que acaba de recibir la documentación de su expediente y es muy importante que ella la revise y está solicitando que se le cambie su fecha de audiencia para el día 22 de mayo.
Sí, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, then we will reset the case to May the 22nd at 8:30 a.m. Anything else, counsel?
Nothing further.
No, Your Honor.
Muy bien, entonces se cambia su audiencia para el día 22 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana
And
Sí.
you are excused.
y se puede retirar.
Gracias.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we'll move on then to cause number 24427, the state of Texas versus Ernesto Dominguez Lopez. Let's see, who's representing Mr. Lopez?
Mallory Glover, Your Honor, for Mr. Dominguez Lopez. He is online as well under his name.
Okay, let me find him, Mr. Lopez.
Sí, soy yo.
Señor Ernesto Domínguez López, ¿se encuentra presente?
Sí, aquí estoy. Presente.
I'm
Okay.
here.
All right, then I do show that Mr. Lopez has previously waived arraignment. Do I have any announcements with respect to this case?
Yes, Your Honor. I have the same announcement as my last case. It's from the same arrest date. So I would just ask for that May 22nd date.
Señor Ernesto Domínguez López, manifiesta su abogada que debido a que acaba de recibir la documentación y quisiera repasarla, está cambiando su fecha de audiencia para el día 22 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Sí,
¿Sí
está
me
bien.
entendió, señor?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
All right, we'll reset him to that May 22nd date at 8:30, and you are excused, sir.
Muy bien, entonces se cambia su fecha de audiencia para el día 22 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana y se puede retirar, señor. Que pase buen
Sí, sí.
día.
Gracias.
Thank you.
All right,
Judge,
if there's
you
no
don't-
objection, I'm sorry.
If you don't mind, I do need a good address for this defendant, Mr. Ernesto Dominguez Lopez. The notices that the court sent out were returned undelivered. Please, counsel, I sent you a chat. If you can send that to me by email.
Yes, I will do that.
Thank you. I noticed that we have Selena Gauna Garcia. I'd like to go back to that because it looks to me like she might be calling in from a location that might not have great internet.
Yes, Your Honor. Patrick McCarty stepping in for Miss Carson Whittick. She had court in Kinney County. We're prepared to do the arraignment on this client.
We haven't arraigned her?
No, Your Honor, I believe we've arraigned her. I think this is set for the pretrial plea docket, so she's been
Right.
properly arraigned.
Yeah.
The information I have from Miss Whittick is that she's meeting with the client tomorrow, and so if we could just have another court date.
Mr. Foz, are you with me?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
Could you let her know what is going on, that her attorney couldn't make it, so Mr. McCarty is sitting in for her, and we are taking her case up at this time.
Okay, Your Honor, can I just have the item number? I'm lost.
Yes, it's number 4 on the pretrial plea section of the docket.
Okay, Celina Gaona García, buenos días.
Buenos días.
Su abogado no pudo estar con usted el día de hoy, mas sin embargo, el señor Patrick McCarthy está con nosotros el día de hoy para tomar su caso y vamos a proceder con su caso el día de hoy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do I have any announcements with respect to this case?
Ms. Whittick will be apparently meeting with the client tomorrow, and they'll be able to discuss the case at that time.
If that's the case, Your Honor, then the state would ask for a reset to the next docket call.
Manifiesta el señor McCarthy que la señora Whittick estaría con usted el día de mañana repasando la documentación sobre su caso, y la audiencia de su caso sería cambiada de acuerdo con el fiscal Omar Fuentes para el día 22 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do we have a good address on her?
The notice that we sent out, Judge, doesn't seem to have come back, so I'm guessing it's a good address.
Perhaps you can message Mr. McCarty and make sure that what we have is good.
I'll do that, Judge.
And would you let Ms. Garcia know what's happening, Mr. Faz?
Yes, Your Honor. Se está discutiendo sobre su dirección, pero manifiesta la coordinadora de la Corte que, de acuerdo a lo que se le ha mandado, es una dirección correcta, entonces con esa dirección está bien.
And that she needs to confirm to her attorney the address.
Y necesita confirmarle, hacer una confirmación a su abogado de su dirección.
Good?
¿Está bien?
That's fine.
That's fine.
All right, then we will reset this matter to May the 22nd at 8:30.
Muy bien, se cambiaría esta causa para el día 22 de mayo a las 8:30.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
then you are excused, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
¿Se
Thank
puede
you.
retirar, señorita Selena Gaona García?
Gracias.
Thank you.
All right, we will then resume with number 14 on the docket, which is cause number 24402, the state of Texas versus Marcos Alberto Reyes.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kimberly Andrade here on behalf of Mr. Marcos Alberto Reyes. He is present on Zoom under his name.
Okay.
Señor
And-
Marcos Alberto Reyes, buenos días.
Good morning.
I think he speaks English, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your
Yes,
Honor.
ma'am.
All right. Do I have, he's previously been arraigned, and do I have any announcements with respect to his case?
Your Honor, this case has an accompanying felony matter. As of today, I am unaware of any pending court dates as to the felony matter. I did want to advise that I'll be reaching out to the state to discuss this matter. And at this time, I would just ask for a reset.
The state is unopposed, Your Honor. And again, as a general matter, if there are accompanying associated felonies, then obviously that takes precedence over the misdemeanors. The state will always be in agreement for postponement of this case until resolution of the felony matter. So the state is in agreement with the reset.
All right. And so then we will reset this matter to May the 22nd at 8:30, once again via Zoom. Do you understand, Mr. Reyes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anything else in this matter?
We do need a good address for this defendant, Ms. Andrade. I'll send you an email so that you can get that to me, please.
Yes, ma'am, I'll get that email to you. And at this time, Your Honor, I don't have any additional announcements. May my client and I be excused.
Yes, and Mr. Reyes, please confirm to your attorney so she can inform the court of your current of a good address, that is where you will get court notices, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I sent that to her yesterday, so.
Perfect.
Got it.
Thank you. And you are excused at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on then to cause number 24383, the state of Texas versus Francisco Javier Celedon Torres.
Good morning, Judge. This is Christine Cockrell for the defense.
Okay, is Mr. Torres with us?
No, Mr. Torres is, he is actually in ICE detention. He, like others, has current pending felony.
Got you.
With the state, earlier this week, yesterday, and we have a resolution once we're able to resolve his felony. I'm hoping it will be resolved by May 22nd, but I can't promise that. It is because we are trying to make sure that we give him the best shot at having a soft immigration landing.
Okay, whatever that means.
The state understands, Your Honor, and we did confer yesterday. So we're, like the previous case, we're willing to defer disposition of this matter until the felony case is resolved. Hopefully, as the defense counsel said, by May. But we'll take
All
that.
right. That sounds good. We will reset this matter then to May the 22nd, also at 8:30 a.m. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, and thank you. All right, cause number 24373, the state of Texas versus Dorian Augustine Garcia.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here from our office on that case. The client is also on the Zoom.
Okay.
Señor Doriano Agustín
Under-
García, buenos días.
He speaks English. He's under Roy Garcia.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Oh, good morning. Okay. And I do show that he has been previously arraigned. Do we have any announcements with respect to this case? I think there's some felony pending. Is that still the case?
That's still the case, and we don't have a date set yet, Judge.
State understands. It'll be an indefinite postponement of whatever the court decides. May is a good date, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Garcia, we're going to reset your case in hopes that your attorney is able to work through the felony matter, and then we can take care of this misdemeanor, or she's going to work whatever she thinks is appropriate under the circumstances. So we'll reset your case then to May the 22nd at 8:30, and it will also be via Zoom. And do we have a good address for Mr. Garcia?
Yeah, did you want me to send it to my attorney or say it right here?
Yes, send it to your attorney. I'm trying to protect your your privacy. So we will do that, and thank you. And you look very nice. I'm not used to such well dressed.
Thank you. You look good
Thank
too.
you.
I've been looking at you.
That's very respectful. Thank you. All right. Then we will move on. You are
Thank you, Judge.
excused.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day. You can get off
You
the Zoom,
too.
Doriano.
All right, thank you.
We'll call cause number 24062, the state of Texas versus Roberto Galeas Jr., and he has the next case as well, 24063. Now, this is
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
one, yeah, Mr. Bippy?
Yes, Your Honor,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, and I see your client.
He is here as well. And
now
we both
he-
apologize for missing last setting. I had it calendared wrong, and we appreciate you reinstating on that.
Not a problem. And Mr. Galeas is an English speaker.
He is, Your Honor.
Can he come on board? Let's see. Oh, there he is. Hello, Mr. Galeas. All right. So you dodged a warrant, which is great. And do we have any announcements with respect to his two cases?
Well, so it's my understanding that the felony case has been dismissed based on information acquired about one of the officers that I believe would fall under Brady. I have not been provided with any information that would that on any of the officers, so I'm not exactly sure what that is, but the felony has been dismissed at this point.
Your Honor, the state would ask for a continuance so I can confer with the district attorney's office to see what any Brady or Giglio information was the cause of this dismissal for the associated felony. If it's indeed a Brady type violation, then the state might proceed along similar grounds for the misdemeanor. I just need to confer with the district attorney's office if we can get the quickest possible of resets.
Any objection to resetting this matter then to May the 22nd to allow you to confer with the district attorney's office?
I don't have an objection to that. Let me make sure May 22nd is clear. That's a Thursday, I'm assuming.
Probably.
Yes, May 22nd will work. Got it on my calendar. It is there. So
Yes.
thank you, Your Honor.
And if defense counsel could tender any, like you had mentioned, because of a possible Brady violation, if they sent any sort of documents, you can give it to our office. We'll take a look at it.
I just saw it.
When I was in court, the court gave me documents and the same court documents that I provided to BB.
Yeah, the dismissal says based on Brady violation. That's all
Very
I
good.
know.
I'll just
And it came from the DA
Brady
themselves.
information.
Very good. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Violation,
All
but
right.
information.
So then you'll just provide that to Mr. Fuentes?
I can do that, yeah. I just don't know what that information is. So
Does it matter if it's Brady?
Yes,
I guess
Your Honor.
not.
If it is a Brady violation, then it has to do with the type of officers that conducted the arrest. And if the district attorneys dismissed the case based on a Brady violation, then I would imagine that the county attorney's office would have similar reservations about going forward with the case. That's why it's very important. But I'll you don't have to do anything, defense counsel. I'll reach out to the district attorney's office myself to figure out exactly what was the basis for the Brady violation, if any, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. And
All
I'm
right.
not sure if it was
So-
a violation or just information that would fall under Brady.
I mean,
So-
the officer raped his wife. That's why they dismissed the
Oh,
case.
Hey, Mr. Galeas, you have an attorney to speak for you.
Oh, sorry.
So you don't do any
Anything.
talking unless I talk to you, okay? I
All right.
ask you a question. All right. So we will reset this matter to May the 22nd at 8:30, and it will be via Zoom once again. And if you guys take care of this beforehand, you'll let me know. If not, we'll see everybody on May the 22nd at 8:30 in the morning. Okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Are you clear, Mr. Galeas?
Yes.
All right.
I'll give you a call.
Do we have a good address for Mr. Galeas?
Yes,
That's
he's been
true.
receiving everything. So
Okay, very good. All right, then I think that you are concluded with your matter. You are excused, Mr. Galeas. And I believe that we are done with our docket. Did I miss anything?
No, Your Honor, we're good.
All right,
All right.
then we are concluded. Thank you, everyone, for your good work, and we are going to sign off.